Robert, you said yesterday that Gronk is the greatest tight end of all time. Without him, are you concerned about the Bucs at that tight end position?
Oh, 100%. Anytime you lose the greatest tight end of all time, you're going to be concerned about the rest of the guys that are left behind. So it's going to be a lot more pressure on Cameron Brate and Cade Otton, the rookie they just drafted out of Washington, who has a similar skill set to Rob Gronkowski, but none of them are Rob Gronkowski. And the numbers are undeniable about how much of an impact Gronk has had, not only on Brady, but the Bucs offense. They've been a top 5 red zone offense the last 2 years when Gronk is on the field, and Brady has thrown 48 touchdowns and 0 interceptions when Gronk is simply on the field in the red zone the past 2 seasons. So they're going to have to get more out of the rest of their roster, but this is still going to be a really, really good football team. They're just no longer the NFC favorites because they don't have Rob Gronkowski in the fold right now.
Ooh.
Listen, I agree with Robert here. I mean, you know, when you think about how good Rob Gronkowski has been with Tom Brady, the large majority in the past 5 years has been red zone. When you think about what he's capable of doing, and that's just because of reps and time together. When you think about these two, how many reps have they thrown in spring? How many reps have they thrown in summer? And then you get to the season and you see these things, and they just look phenomenal. It looks like it's so rehearsed. It's as well orchestrated as can possibly get. That's what he's going to miss. But the reality is, it's going to be in the red zone. Excuse me. This is still a top 3 NFC team. And to RG3's point, I think this is a team that really has to be reckoned with. You have a new staff. I know he's been a defense coordinator, but a new head coach. You lost 2 offensive linemen. There's a lot of other areas that have to be adjusted. They won't start as fast, but toward the latter part of the season, they'll get back in stride. And you never know. Gronk might be back, baby. Yeah. You never know. Tom Brady's a persuasive dude. Makes that call. Yeah. October, that dude might be suiting it back up.
I'm glad Jeff said that because, Laura, I will partake in this discussion because it's on the rundown. But no, I will not believe that this is the end for Gronk. No, because the last time he retired, I wrote a farewell column. I'm not falling for it again. But think about the situation that Brady now finds himself in. He's a guy, 44 years old, who retired, wasn't sure if playing the game still was what he wanted to do. 41 days later, he's like, psych, I'm back. Now he is 5 weeks away from returning to training camp without one of his top receivers in Chris Godwin, who's injured, and now Gronk, who is and has always been his safety blanket. And when he talks about Gronk, it's not just Gronk knows exactly what I'm thinking. It's Gronk brings fun to the game. Yeah. And when you're 44 years old and you needed that mental, like, okay, we're about to do it one more time, let's go. And that guy, that silly guy, that bro dude isn't there to inject some of that. I think we're going to see, he's going to miss him in the red zone, but also in the locker room and on the field.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I mean, to your point, that he's just a silly guy, right? He did so much in that red zone to be clutch. Okay, let's say, though, Robert, that he really doesn't come back. You said because Gronk's not there, no longer are the Bucs the favorites in the NFC. So I want to put you on the spot here really quick. Who are the favorites? What would you put at the top? Are they still in your top 3? How would you sort of explain all of that?
Yeah, Laura, like I said, the Bucs are still a really, really, really good football team. So they are in my top 3. But the number 1 team in the NFC is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And now that the Bucs don't have Rob Gronkowski, it puts the Rams back in the forefront of that conference.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.